hi there. This is the Shepherd from We Love Metal, and I've got to tell you, I've been rocking out with you since the late '80s. So it is indeed a big pleasure to talk to you.
Okay.
I'd like to really get into the album if we can. If we can talk about Decadent at length, is that all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the video clip for the song Decadent, it's unbelievably detailed in its message. In a span of 5 minutes, you expose everything from the awful consequences of greed, things that most of us either don't know about or don't want to acknowledge are real. So if we could break that down first, one of the evils revealed in that video and song is human trafficking and prostitution. Could you comment on your intent with that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it shows the decadent world, we are living in the video. I mean, when we hit the song and all the lyrics for Decadent, for the song Decadent, about this decadent world we are living in. So the idea came from the advertising on TV. The organization was called Save the Children, and they were showing the poorness in Africa, that the kids who don't have anything to eat, and the hunger and stuff like that. So then the idea came up from the lyrics, to write about that we are living in a decadent world, And then when we start thinking about a video, so the video company came up with a script about this, and then I said, okay, it's really heavy stuff, but let's do it. And I think you can see in 4 minutes really everything what you see also when you switch on the news.
Yeah, later in the video we see animal abuse for the sake of luxury, images of helpless animals beaten, followed by fur coats. Is that something that personally outrages you?
Yeah, also, I mean, we are also supported PETA too, against all these animals testing things. I mean, I'm totally against what you see in the video now. I mean, also like prostitute with kids, not the prostitute in general. I mean, but prostitute with kids, and eating, too much eating, really, like, shows the scenes when the people are eating, drinking, taking cocaine, playing Russian roulette about money, and I mean, this is real, it's happening in the world nowadays.
What would you say to just a common everyday person when they see these type of atrocities, and they occur all across the world? What can an average person do about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, for example, if you listen to the lyrics in a song called Fame, I mean, so if you switch on the TV now and watching the news, it's like more a horror movie. And all the massacres going on. They're fighting about religion, and wars are going on, and so many stupid things, and then it's one line in the song called Pain, how much pain we can take, and I mean, I'm really into political things and stuff like that, like, for example, House of Faith on the new album is, is against all the corruption and political things, they're talking about, they do this and this and they do nothing. It's only power what they want to have, and it's also money and, so many things are wrong, but I mean, what to say, in a way I can do nothing, but for me it's good that I can write lyrics about this, maybe some people start thinking about this.
A couple years ago, Creator came out with Phantom Antichrist, and in that CD they have Civilization Collapse, and that's a lot of what I'm thinking about right now. And it made me think about, as I was ready to talk with you and excited to talk to you, all the things that are happening right now in Greece, even the the recent election, and in a country that's as strong economically as Germany and has done so much, is it a nervous tension in the Eurozone right now?
Yeah, I mean, of course I watched it in Europe. I mean, of course I think about it, also what happened is now between Russia and Ukraine, I mean, you have a Russian guitar player, and he's telling me what they're talking about in Russia on the TV about Ukraine, and he said this is completely stupid, and but of course the Russians are involved in all these things, and everybody knows that. And they said, no, we are not involved, and blah, 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 we're not interested in this, and blah. This is a lie going on, and, it's always like power, I mean, I don't know what they're thinking at the moment in Russia. Maybe Putin wants to bring back the Soviet Union or whatever. But the times are over, and I don't know why they're doing this. This is completely now in 2015. Why? I mean, in Western Europe, we don't have any borders anymore. You don't need a passport to go to Spain or to France or Scandinavia. I mean, this is for me the future, we don't need any borders, and I think everybody can live together. It doesn't matter what kind of religion, what kind of money he has or whatever, but the whole thing is in a way getting in the wrong direction in nowadays now, also money-wise, we have poor people and rich people. There's nothing in between anymore, So, yeah, I mean, we can talk about for hours about this, but let's talk about music.
All righty, let's do that then. One of the musical aspects of Decadent that I like, you've got really full, meaty guitars, like on House of Fake, and you got intense pounding. How pleased are you with that aggressive sound, and how important is it to you to keep that kind of attack mode on each album?
I mean, on this album, that was the first, after a long time, I was composing the song together with the whole band, and especially now with these two guitar players, just 30 years old, they are different generations, but they're still into classic heavy metal, but they play it a little bit different, they play it in a modern style, they play, the playing what they're doing, it's more modern, and Kitty and I, the bass player and I, we are more the older generation, and I think there's a whole mix-up, they put really fresh blood in the whole thing, and they are very enthusiastic, about creating songs, and I mean that maybe it's a good thing about the new album Decadent. We have a really good mix up of everything. So what can I say? I'm really happy with this.
Well, I love your evil laugh when you bring the track Mystery up. You switch up your vocals in that song really extremely. Is that done to make a sharp contrast, or is that just how the song unfolded?
No, that worked out. Believe me, what you hear on Mystery, not the chorus, but the rest of it is just a demo vocal. Then I had to put lyrics first, so I just said, okay, let's see what we can do with the song, and that was the demo vocals, So sometimes, things like this happened, and it was not really planned. It was just happening.
Well, it worked out beautifully, I think. One of the things I think you're a master at is you have a coarse voice, but yet it's melodic. It's really different. Do you think that sets you apart as a vocalist?
The part of the vocalist what?
Yeah, your voice is both rough yet melodic at the same time. Do you think that's a unique style that sets you apart?
Yeah, I mean, of course I have a unique style, a lot of people say, oh, they hate it, or you all that shit this way. You can love it or hate it. There's nothing in the middle, But, my voice is special. I can do a lot of things with my voice, And also now I have can sing more also in the lower range. And and I think also I'm really lucky with my voice. You know, I mean, I never had any problems. I'm still working. So what can I say?
The song "Pain" has a lot of beauty to it. Has great guitars, not overdone, but it's kind of muscular still. It seems to complement your vocal style. Can you explain that song a little bit more lyrically and musically? Because it has that powerful sadness, but it's yet still hard.
Yeah, I mean, that was Factory, the Finnish guitar player, came up with the riff, and I had already the lyrics, not the lyrics, but the story where I want to sing from the song Pain, and so it fits perfectly together, you know. I mean, then when he came up with the riff, I said, okay, this lyric fits together with the song, and then I start singing on it and try to came up with the melody. So that's the way how we, in a way, composing songs for a long time already, you know, what I did also with 7,000 months. We had always a story, and then wait, what kind of ideas coming up music-wise, and then, you know, exactly which lyrics fit together with the music.
With 40 years in the business, what are you most proud of?
What? 40 years in music. Okay, I get that. I thought about it before. No, I mean, of course, I'm proud of it that I've taken that I'm that long in the business. You know, I mean, I know that I saw many bands coming and go.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm still in the business. I'm still doing, let's say, quite well, successful. I can tour all over the world. Now I did already 15 albums with U.D.O. I had 10 albums out with Accept, and a lot of best of live albums, live DVDs. So I mean, yeah, and I mean, I don't know. A lot of people ask me how long you want to do this when you start retiring, and I said I don't want to stop. You know, as long as I'm healthy, as long as I have fun to do this. I don't know. Maybe I can do it for another 10 years.
Well, I don't want you to stop. I know our readers don't want you to stop, because the new album U.D.O. Decadent, fantastic front to back. You know, sometimes we hear musicians, well, they don't want to really admit it, but sometimes there are albums that are front loaded and then kind of weak in the end. You certainly avoided that. Do you feel like it's just thick and great all the way through?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I try always to getting better. You know. And you know, it's always when I do a new album, you know, of course it's what kind of ideas you have, but you know, it's always like an adventure to do a new album for me, you know, and then it's like a new baby is born. I'm always getting nervous when a new album is coming out. Oh, hopefully the people like it. But I don't want to repeat myself, you know. I mean, of course, the basics will be always the same, but I try always to do something a little bit different and try to put something in I never did before. I try out some way new stuff, you know. That's what we have now with the new guitar players, you know. So they're bringing really, really good input in all the new songs, you know, and so I don't know, I'm really looking forward already for the next album, you know, so
That's great. Yeah, I want to enjoy this one first. You know, you've talked about, I've seen some interviews in the past where you've talked about how strong a metal scene Germany has. What other countries have that you've toured in and put out great music? What are the other countries that you would say are equally as strong, or are they doing good things?
A lot of good bands are also coming from Scandinavia, you know, like Sweden, Finland. There are a lot of good bands around, a lot of good musicians. There is also a strong market. And the rest from England is coming all this, how they call new metal stuff coming out of England. There's also some very interesting stuff and interesting bands. But the rest is like, of course, Spain has some good bands, but they're just singing in Spain. So they're just popular in South America and Spain. But I'm not too much into the whole scene in the US, you know. I don't know, any new bands that are coming out of the U.S.
If you had a perfect night as far as who would be on the bill with you, if it's U.D.O, who are the other two bands you would have with you if you could have a perfect night?
Oh yeah, the Finn, definitely. And they toured with us already on the West tour, but not all the time. But this time they on the complete European tour. And another band is Garage Space. So they're quite modern, young band. So I mean, it's a really, really good package now they have now in Europe. And also the promoters are really happy about this. And so, I mean, we start touring in March, in the beginning of March until the middle of May, with the first part of Europe. Then over the summer, we've got our festivals coming up, also a headline show in Wacken with an orchestra. Then we start touring again, the second part of Europe, in South America, Japan, and somewhere in between September and December, we also come to the US for a longer tour in Canada.
Okay. Last question, then we'll let you go, and thank you again for your time. And for all the fans out there, U.D.O.'s new album is Decadent. It's fantastic. Make sure you pick it up. Last question for you then. What is the best thing about being Udo Dirkschneider and the toughest?
To be normal. and try to be a decadent rock star.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your talents with us. We enjoy it much, and our fans will love reading and hearing this.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.